Hello, everyone, and welcome back to OSAS and ISS. We're in OSAS right now. We're watching the first match of the day, and I'm here with Breakson to look at this match between Dream Crush and Unrestrained Souls.
Yeah, it is true. We are on week 4 of OSAS now, and right now we are looking at the first match of Swiss. Now, I am expecting Mythic to probably pull out the Raz here, because he is mostly known for his Rasmus, as I know him.
Yeah, we can see the draft on screen right now if you have an instance of the stream pulled up here, and the Rasmus is coming out for Mythic Actuary indeed. Another interesting factor is this Asher goalie, right? Asher goalie is not like a super duper common pick, but when someone plays it, they pick it really often.
Yeah, that is true. Like, Asher does tend to be a very, specialist pick, especially for a map like Tycho Temple. It's kind of like her strongest map as a goalie because, she's just really good at defending those pockets, especially with her primary.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it ends up going here. But can you tell me a little bit more about the players because it's not just Mythic Actuary, right? There's other people here.
Yeah, it is true. I've seen Mingo before. I don't usually see him on the Vice. Usually it's I see him on Kai and sometimes Era. And Malbolgian, I've seen him in Norms before. He is definitely a hold it down goalie. He's he's definitely pretty solid in playing that position. So I'm expecting to see a really solid performance from his Asher. And it looks like they're going to be playing for some damage here. Oh,
Okay, well, thankfully the team with a band skin caught that they had a band skin uh before heading into the game, so that's good.
oh, good.
But you know what's not good? The fact that it's been 12 entire seasons of OSAS, multiple years, and people are still using the pay to win skins. That's crazy?
Man, that is crazy. I honestly, uh, what was the reason that the Vice skins are banned? It was a colorblind thing, right?
Yeah, well, not just a colorblind thing. The contrast on Supernova is just way too low.
Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's kind of crazy to think about how many skins we have and how many of them are banned.
Well, let's be clear. Odyssey sucks at visual clarity. If Fini wasn't a base character, if base Fini was a skin, it would be banned. Like, let's be clear.
Wait, is it because of her ult? Is it just kind of hard to see on some maps? Like maybe Imisap,
Oh,
maybe or
her ults, but her primary as well are quite lacking in contrast.
oh,
You can
yeah,
also
that's
see
true.
the effect a little bit on Wizard Luna. That skin's
Oh,
rocket
yeah,
is
yeah,
also a little
yeah.
bit pay to win.
It's kind of crazy because I think Finny's Christmas skin, it probably has a more clear primary than your base.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny to think about because it's just a big green Christmas tree. I love it.
But we're heading into the game for real this time, and I guess taking a look at the other team's draft, that they've drafted Kazan Atlas Era. What are you thinking of when you see that?
Oh. That is very interesting. I don't think Kazan and Era are the greatest midfield duo, but Era can always give Kazan that size. And honestly, if you are a Kazan player that can really play with that size, that could be really scary. That could just be a preference thing, because maybe a Kazan Era midfield might go a little crazy if you're comfortable with the duo.
All right, but we're heading into the game. And of course, a little while ago, it was a double siphoning wand meta, but with the hotfix, that has changed at least a little bit. We're probably not going to see the same here, but looking at the gears, what's your main takeaway?
I definitely think that we are definitely less damage focused than it was last patch. It was pretty bad considering that we were playing for damage really hard even in OSAS, and that's pretty crazy. But we definitely have more normal picks here. Both the brawlers are on slick kicks, which is more of an industry standard, and Arizona Mixels, and then Vice is playing full damage with the Siphoning Wand.
I'm a little surprised that both brawlers are on slick kicks. It is Psycho Temple after all. And you play a lot of your game around the midline. If you watch the brawlers right now, they would be getting so much max souls value at the moment. So I'm very surprised that they haven't made that adaptation. But maybe something to reflect on for the future here. Right now, though, with both barriers opened up, Pure Fist can't get the expanse out in time, just slightly too late, and that's the first goal.
Yeah, that is kind of the thing about Atlas Expanse is that it does have a decent amount of startup. So if you're not predicting that it's gonna come at you, it can definitely just like kind of chip in like that.
Yeah, it definitely can. We'll see if that happens again, but right now what I'm looking at are the supernovas causing some very scary fast cores early on in the game. Very unexpected, I think, for a lot of the players here. And Mean Goat's getting a lot of value.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Something that I've noticed that a lot of Vice players play around this level is that they kind of use their ult for like core speed, and at this level, I can't say that I really blame them because it can definitely be. Oh, that was strong knowledge check.
Yeah, actually getting in there, but yeah, the core speed so far, Purifist has not been able to keep up with the sheer amount of speed coming out from a lot of these surprise abilities here. And at that time, it's almost an own barrier, but still a valiant attempt nonetheless. And there's the flip. Good strikes away to prevent two barriers from going down, and they find value on the other end of it, but it's still a dangerous situation here for Unrestrained Souls.
Yeah, that is true. Like, we are seeing a little bit of performance in the corner pressure. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate, actually. Mr. Pig with a huge value NATO. And the question is, can they find the passing plays? And right now, the answer seems to be no. They can't keep control of it. Mythic Actuary is the one who keeps possession and keeps the core forward. Almost gets a barrier off of it, even. But right now, Mablogian, a little bit scared, I think. Backing up into the net a little bit too much, but it ends up working out. The passing plays, though, from Mean Goat to Mythic Actuary are fantastic here. To the top side, the Pendulum Swing to follow up. And now the Supernova to accelerate the core once more. There's the hook, tanked by Purefist. That's a good play. Has to use the flip here, and will flip it nicely, vertically, to get it out of there. And Mr. Pig now winning the strike wars, trying to get it through. But now there are no cooldowns left for Purefist, only the Expanse here, which you have to be so careful with. The Mean Goat gets in there, covers the clear angle, and the panic from Unrestrained Souls as they go down 0-3.
Yeah, that was a really convincing set from Green Crushers there. Both the forwards are really good at playing around this Atlas here. And he did take Strike Shot to kind of like compensate for the range on his primary nerf recently. But even then, like, he's getting passed around like really crazy. Maybe the Vice ults with the core speed is really playing to their favor right now. And with Hotshot, that can really, really enable that game plan.
Yep, it definitely can. That hotshot is going to make that Vice game plan even stronger here. And with the team player as well, right? Mablogian getting that team player. This Dream Crush team is set up for success in the core control department.
Yeah, 100%. Like, the core speed that they have access to right now is going to get a little bit disturbing, as it does right core backwards a little bit, but they do maintain control.
Yeah, now the NATO comes in. Mr. Pig has found some great NATOs so far this game, but not enough to get a point here. Mythic Actuary now the pass splitter perfectly placed to find the passing and play forward. Now to the bottom side, Mythic Actuary covering so much space, and Mingo with the hot shot, putting on the pressure. Thunderstruck to reset the situation, but patient defense by Unrestrained Souls. They managed to save for the moment.
Yeah, that is true. We're seeing a little bit of like a really good hooks from the Mythic Actuary here to maintain core control in these passing plays. And oh, we get a double barrier right just like that, and it looks like they're going to cover the corner pressure. And oh, core flip is not used, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, right? That was a perfect moment to flip. The net core was almost on the goal line, but still Mingo gets it done despite the missed opportunity. Scores on the next opportunity. And it's still a 4-0 game so far for Dream Crush. What do you think that Unrestrained Souls need to do to change it?
Yeah, it is looking pretty convincing. I think that like they might just have to work on maybe intercepting pass between these two forwards here, because they are walking all over them in that department. Like, there's so much control that both the forwards here have in front of the goalie, and it seems like they just can't keep up with it.
Yeah, the passing plays. Mr. Pig had some good passes as well, but I feel like Wasp P just is never getting the ball, right? It's always either strike shotted, supernova, anything away from. And it's just a level 5 versus a level 2 brawler. Like, the XP tells the story of this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sometimes the offense is very one-sided on a game, and there's not much that you can do, especially when you get just taken off the field like that.
Yeah, it really comes down to the midfield, like you mentioned. The ball just not getting to the brawler of Unrestrained Souls, while Dream Crush, on the other hand, they're getting it done forward. Ooh, a bit of an ambitious play there. Like, well defended by Unrestrained Souls, but with Mablojan playing confidently up to the midline, the offense is getting even stronger here for Unrestrained Souls as two barriers already go down. Mythic actually to the top side. A little bit of overcooking on the bumper. I think they realize it as well with the emotes. But Mablojan still maintains both barriers here, and it's just overwhelming. They're not dropping anything on the defense.
Yeah, it is true, and something I've also noticed that they're starting to lean into damage a little bit more. They are starting to chip up their forwards here to make it just like a little bit more scary for them to walk up.
Ooh.
Oh, and
yeah, the main thing is Watsby is being a little bit too predictable on this offense, a little bit too autopilot here. And that's making it easy for Mablojan to defend. Purvis, on the other hand, needs to make the right clears every single time. Mablojan, though, usually the core goes right to the goalie, and that strike placement is necessary to score on a goalie who's locked in, especially a goalie who's playing Asher. But Mythic Acura uses the core speed perfectly. This team is very practiced playing with the sudden core speed from the midfield, and Mean Goat with the assist on that great play.
yeah, that is definitely true. Like, Mingo with the Vice, like, playing a little bit unconventionally, not, like, going tto hard into the damage here, but getting a lot of value out of it nonetheless. And it's looking like Rasmus getting his third Spark. He's starting to get a little bit of a Spark Zodia here.
Yeah, that's a lot of stats for that. Rasmus has already taken over the game, and Super Surge, I'm not sure if that was the pickup, I gotta say. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. You're winning, and that won't really change much.
I did just notice that he did pass up the spec training here, especially when you're already kind of going for the core lift here, or like for the core speed on your ult. Even if you're applying for damage, that just makes the core so much faster. Oh, and we just get a fast W there for both of them with like wrapping up with a quick point there.
Yeah, Mythic Actuary with the finish. Very, very well done. And we're seeing just the game plan. Mingo gets in there, causes chaos, and Mythic Actuary knows what to do in those situations, importantly. Right now, though, that this time the Supernova used for potential damage doesn't end up doing so, but a lack of evade on Waspy might lead to a KO as Mythic Actuary pushes into the corner, just tries to force it in the corner, unsuccessful so far, but Mingo gets it through and continues to win the strike wars in the midfield despite playing Vice, a relatively immobile character, and Purefist is forced to be the hero here, but if the goalie is forced to defend for so long, it's looking doomed.
Yeah, there's only so much one goalie can do, but in like if the core is like constantly on their side, it kind of sucks for that scenario because in that like Era needs to fall back a lot to be able to cover for those weaknesses, and if she's pushed up, it can be really hard to fall back and help out the goalie in time.
Mythic Actuary now with a big opportunity here. I like how Mythic Actuary just dribbles a ton when in the 1v1 against the enemy goalie here. This time, though, it's an easy hook to the bottom side. And Mythic Actuary with another solid play. And that kind of patience is what I'd like to see out of Wathp, because we're not really seeing that kind of patience, right? We're seeing a lot of striking it forward, just trying to get a barrier by any means necessary. But if you're impatient versus an Asher, you'll never score.
Yeah, it is true. We have two Milikos in the lobby here, so we're kind of seeing just how much value patience and core control have here. Because as you can see, Mythic actually just putting in and sealing the game. I think that might have been like a perfect game. Like,
yeah, that was way too well played by Mythic Actuary here, just displaying what you need to succeed. And of course, the gameplay with Mean Goat on the core speed department was fantastic as well. So just a well-rounded team Dream Crush seemed to be here, and I'm looking forward to seeing if they can make it to bracket.
yeah, for sure. I am really looking forward to see if Dream Crush qualifies this week. However, that doesn't mean we can count on the other team. Like, Wapi does seem to be a little bit new to the game, but I do think he does have potential. I think given a couple weeks, he could really improve a lot, and then we might be seeing this team later on in the future.
Yeah, but in the future, we'll be seeing a little bit of what's coming next. My bad.
A little
Sorry.
bit of Dream Crush.
We'll see a little bit of a team that's not Dream Crush, and we'll see the future of OSAS in the next rounds right after this. Alright, everyone, we're back, and this time we've got Luminex versus the Whisker Whackers. But the other way around, the Whisker Whackers versus Luminex. What do you think about these two teams?
I think that this is going to be a very interesting game. I did think that for sure one of these guys were going to get a Julie, and we do see Bonkers on the Julie. But more interestingly, we got 8th. He's pretty like history in OSAS. Fun fact, he was actually the first person who picked me up for a team ever. And he started off as a midfielder, but over time we've just kind of seen him start to play every role, kind of like start to get that experience building up, and now he's kind of like solidified himself in the broader position.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get it done here, but right now Fiendish is looking like they're lagging a little bit too much, so I'm a little scared for Luminex here. That lag looked downright devious, I think.
Yeah, that is true, and especially on a character like Rune Goalie, a little bit of a specialist pick already. I do not think that thing is going to help him out in the net, as we do actually get a good banish from him there.
Yeah, good banish, but also good Giga Blast from Omarmu, taking out the Brawler immediately here, passing it up. So many angles open, but the dribble a little bit fumbled here, and Heckin Tekken, what a perfect flip. Now, though, another opportunity, but 8th, you cannot be dribbling like that. It's okay, though. Fiendish. Oh, this is not a good point. Go next. All good. All good. All good.
A little bit of a point of all time there. I think in the first 20 seconds, we got like 3 kills. A lot of them were just kind of like off the edge, but that's okay. Like on Gates of Obscura, you're kind of stuffing into the corner pocket, right? So those edge kills can have a lot of value. And as you can see, a lot of damage is coming out already.
Oh no! Okay, okay. I can't do this. I can't do this, Breakson. On the third try, 8th manages to strike it at the goal. We got this.
It's all good.
And it's a 2-0 lead, and on the barrier takes, Whisker Whackers looked very clean there. So as long as they lock in when they have to actually score, I think it's looking very good for them. They're getting the majority of the possession here.
Yeah, that is true. Like, Omaru and Madeline are just, like, doing a really good job at, like, just kind of stuffing up the corner, and there's not really a lot that Rune can do once the pillars are gone in that scenario.
Oh, but an early strike shot from Glaceon is punished immediately. Big opportunity for Luminex now. The barrier taken, though, and Heckin Tekken. Oh, what a Giga Blast from Omarmu. What a play to seal the set away in the favor of Whisker Whackers.
I gotta admit, these good impacts from, like, Omaru are kind of beautiful. Like, Giga Impact is an art form, and it seems like he's mastered it. And if he opts for Heavy Impact or Missile Prop to scale it, that's understandable, but going Prime Time, also not a bad pick on Kai at all, especially on a map where you're stuffing is a priority. I can see why he'd like to take that.
Yeah, my eyes are on that Missile Propulsion, Dubu Awakening that could be the difference maker here. Allowing a lot more offensive pressure, especially on Gates, to plug up the lanes. There's no way that... What? Why would you deny Heavy Impact when Fighter Flight's also on... Oh, good. It's okay. You can win despite misdrafting. It's fine. But that was a misdraft and a half.
Yeah, that missile prop would have been really valuable on the Dubu, like you said, especially on Gates. Like, Dubu's actually a good brawler on Gates just because of how strong his Dubu Fortress is. So just scaling your Dubu Fortress is just so much value on Gates.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, Glaceon finds a save there. And with the barriers opened up on the other end, it's huge for Whisker Whackers. They're trying to find a passing angle here, but Glaceon's winning enough strike wars to keep that one barrier up. A good strike shot forward, but not quite the passing angle they're looking for here. And Bonkers in position good punch, but Omarmu's in there. Omarmu with the prime time with the additional barrages. Fiendish, though, with the latest possible strike. Well played. And now Heckin Tekken has a chance. A perfect banish from Fiendish to save it for a little while longer. And Bonkers gets in there, but not quite enough. It seems like the best player in this game at playing around portals is Omarmu. And that means Omarmu's controlling the entire game.
Yeah, that is definitely true. We're seeing so much value from the prime time already, as we saw that they were kind of focusing their damage on 8th, which made them have to fall back. Omarmu just kind of took the wheels at that point and just kind of did a little bit of everything there.
Yeah, and Omarmu's doing it again with the barrage as well. Oh, 8th can't quite get the strike on the follow-ups though, but they have resources to play with. 2 flips onto players, trying to thread the needle. Omarmu, but how did 8th die?
That I was too focused on watching Omarmu try and thread the needle between that barrier and the pillar and the barrier there, but yeah, out of the corner of the eye I see 8th getting knocked out, which is a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, we've been seeing a lot of just stray kills like that this game already.
Oh, but Omarmu's in position, finds the barrage, and just feels so used to Gates of Obscura. And this is a map where if you're the most comfortable on it, then you can kind of take over.
Yeah, that is definitely true. It is a very unconventional map, even though first glance it doesn't seem like it. The portals, they really just really change how you play the game, and if you know how to play around those portals, that can be a huge difference between you and the other midfielder.
Oh, and Heckin Tekken, a good strike war, a patient play. Same can be said about Bonkers on the other end. They still need to find the goal here at Luminex, but they've had good barrier takes, and there's a good strike from 8th. Find the barrier, looking for the goal, needs to find a pass to Omarmu, or maybe Omarmu a pass back, but Bonkers is playing patiently here, has the flip available, but sends it right at Glaceon. Heckin Tekken now with an opportunity, the pillars to help, but that means no pillar on defense. Fiendish has got to watch out here for the next few seconds, might have to burn a flip, but a good banish will prevent that for the moment. The barrage was scary, but still the defense made. Bonkers with the dribbles to the bottom side. Bonkers trying to punch it in, but Glaceon has plenty of resources, sends it right at Bonkers. And now another try for the Juliet perhaps, but Omarmu's getting in there. And Heckin Tekken around to Bonkers, not quite enough to pass splitter. Fiendish forced to flip right to Bonkers. There's the dribble, but Glaceon with the roll forward will prevent it. And Glaceon so on point, but look at Fiendish with the strike war. Fiendish gets it out of there somehow, and that's another chance for Luminex, and that's the dash punch that they need.
Yeah, that was a very solid dash punch to confirm, but I do want to mention Fiendish, even though he has been clearly lagging, his defensive advantages have been really good, and he seems to be finding good clears out of these really tough spots. And once again, we see another good bench from him right there.
Yeah, just striking very late, at the perfect time. Can't quite react to the flip there, but the defense so far has been good. Omarmu getting in there. Madeline Celeste, 8th, taken off the field once again. Scary bounce through the portal, and once again Omarmu showing their proficiency at the portals, though. It's just an easy stall till the respawn for Omarmu, as 8th's now back and the offense can continue.
Yeah, that is true. Even though they were in the power play, they controlled the core very well, and that's very important to be able to hold the core in the mid, and as the core just floats in, and it gets the point there.
Yeah, Omarmu just put on so much pressure there that despite the good clears from a Fiendish, eventually, you can't make good clears forever. And I think a lot of that has to also do with the offensive whisker whackers. Because on the other end, right, Omarmu's making a lot of these solo plays to find goals. The same can't be said about, Luminex. The same can't be said about Luminex on the offense, right? They don't have a star player who's getting in there solo.
Yeah, that is true. Bonkers has been having a little bit of trouble to be able to stuff it, the core in through Padubu. However, the ad rush could get some pretty good value off there, because they have been getting a little bit of kills, so if they start playing for damage a little bit harder, and they start getting proccing that ad rush, it might make it a lot easier for them to score here.
Definitely a possibility, especially if they get the ball rolling, but it's not going to be easy here. A banish this time a little bit late, the first bad banish we've seen so far, which speaks to the consistency of Fiendish. But these strikes are good, but it's going to be only a matter of time before 8th has enough opportunities to find the strike that wins the barrier here. And now with a well-timed secondary, 8th will score the first goal, potentially the final set.
Yeah, that is true. We were seeing a lot of like really solid corner off like offense there. They had three people just kind of like in the pocket there all at once, and it was looking pretty scary.
Yeah, this time though, an early barrier take here. Bonkers to the dribbles again. But this is a game where I think both brawlers are suffering from the same thing, and they're hitting it at the goalie's face a little bit too much. It works a lot better if you're playing against Arun, though.
Yeah, that is true. Especially Asher as well. Like, I feel like Asher Primary can really just kind of shut down most of, like, if not everything that Rune does. Because what Asher wants to do is that she just wants to, like, stand on top of the goalie, right? And then, like, Rune, he kind of needs that space to be able to, like, place his pillars. So, as long as you play to that advantage, it can really give you a lot of value in this matchup.
Scary defense for Fiendish. Now 8th approaching, going for it all there, but slightly off. A good shot to the bottom side to stall out so much time. Heckin Tekken though early with the strike, and Omarmu winning every single strike war here. Dash punched away, and the pillar will get it done. A great defense by Fiendish for the moment, but Glaceon has not been challenged in a hot minute, it feels like. Finally a drifting core, maybe, but Omarmu has so much room to dribble with all the way back up to 8th, but hit stunned away at the last possible moment here. Omarmu though keeps it going. Heckin Tekken 2 pillars all the way to Bonkers, but can't find the strike on it. And now a strike war win by 8th to the bottom corner, and Whisker Whackers only 1 goal away.
Oh yeah, that was another pretty convincing point from Whisker Whackers over there. Like, once again, just kind of totally controlling the offense, keeping the side on just like the other team, and they are just really keeping control of the match here.
Yeah, well-placed strike by 8th. A perfect setup around the pillar to make it difficult for Fiendish, but on the other side, Heckin Tekken's getting the ball rolling. And Bonkers with a dash punch. Glaceon has had many good rolls this game, but unfortunately, that was not one of them.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate roll from DB there, but like that was also just a really well-played point from Heckin Tekken and like Bonkers there. They successfully took both the barriers, and then after that, they got the point pretty quickly.
Oh, that's unfortunate. And 8th will capitalize immediately. Pass splitter set up. It's only a matter of time. Omarman to the bottom side. A KO found. And Whisker Whackers close out the game in pretty clean fashion. And although I had my doubts at the start, they cleaned it up very, very well by the end.
Yeah, that is true. Like, that last point especially, like, that was a very, very quick point. Like, they took both the barriers. They had core flip in front of the goalie. They killed the goalie, and then they put it in. It was pretty brutal, but they did take the game 3-0, and they did a pretty good job. 8th was looking pretty good on that Asher, and our Mamu on that Kai was honestly kind of a spectacle, to be honest. I really liked their Gigas, and they just like had really strong solo plays as well.
Yeah, Marmu definitely the highlight player for this one. It was just a really, really good Gates control, right? Passing it through the portal, self-passing, passing to teammates. And that just made Whisker Whackers midfield feel like it had double the number of people than Luminex. So, yeah, just as well played.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Like, being a good, like, Gates midfielder can be really scary if you don't know how to, like, play on Gates. So he really just showed that off in that game right there with the convincing 3-0.
Yep, but with that, we'll be right back, and round 3's up next. Hello everyone, we're back with another round of OSAS here. Oh wow, we really haven't gone to ISS since because OSAS is more important this week. It's the last week for these teams to qualify actually, so it's pretty important. And we got Gazooks versus CFG. They're both 1-1, and this is a must-win game for both of them.
Yeah, that is true. Whoever wins here is it's determined who makes each bracket, and we have Gazooks versus the CFG here. And honestly, I'm actually a pretty big fan of both of these teams. Like I've seen CFG around the block. I've known them, pretty well. And then on the other team, we have Gazooks, which is Anime Gamer and Ida Phoenix, who I'll think for the Raz goalie here. Usually they do play the Juno goalie, but I believe it. Yep, it did get banned out, and they're going to the Raz here.
Yeah, we'll see how well this team does. EDA Phoenix, of course, played in CCL on Dropletto's team, most notably. And unfortunately, didn't do too well, right? Was completely new to the game, so very understandable, but we'll see if they can lock in and show another side of them here after their grind. And so far, with both barriers down, they're playing pretty calmly.
Yeah, that is true. I am honestly a believer in their improvement arc for Ida Phoenix. I do think that enough time has passed, they can, in fact, click on the Raz goalie. I'm a believer. It's not, it's kind of a specialist pick, kind of like Kazan, oh.
That's unfortunate, though. Right in front of the net, it's a bounce house, and a slightly wrong angle sends it right to Katastic, who will say thank you and score the goal.
Yeah, that is true. Katastic is running, very, stuff-heavy brawler here, and I think against Raz, it could definitely be pretty problematic if, she just stands on the top of the Raz. If we see a little bit of that, I think we could see a little bit of struggling for the Gazooks.
Yeah. Just nameless and banned skin? That's crazy, no? Look at that error goalie.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I just realized. It is Moonlit Aldo, so I do know that much, but yeah, that is a little unfortunate. Not sure what that'll mean for them further along in the bracket, but yeah, it is a little, a little rough. We are seeing damage coming out on both brawlers here, though, just in the middle of the field. And both areas are open for Ida, but it's looking like offense is rotating for them and Centero, and both get off the field here.
Yeah, wow, that was some really well-coordinated damage there, and Razook just flips at the perfect time to beat out the strike. It's a 2-0, and the CFG are looking kind of good.
Yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate. They did lose both their forwards there in an unlucky turn of events, but I do believe that they can still rotate around. This is still anyone's game. As long as they kind of maintain the offense on their side. Era is not that strong of a goalie in terms of defensive capabilities, so if they can bring on that side of the field, they could be chilling.
Definitely a possibility here. Lots of damage onto Nippleton, and that has been the issue so far, right? Even with the now, they're just taking too much damage, and they need to use their evades, the forwards of Gazooks. Right now, they're sitting on a lot of energy and not using it at all.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, maybe they're just investing into the forklift here, because Nippleton is just about close, but we do see Anime Gamer getting shot off the edge with a little bit of a bait to spend there.
Yeah, that's especially unfortunate because Anime Gamer had plenty of meter there to survive, but again, this team is getting punished for not evading, and it's not that CFG are playing a super damaging comp either, they're just playing correctly.
Yeah, that is true, and Asher does have a pretty evadable dash punch, but if you are getting caught by that, that can kill you pretty far off the edge, and we do see a prize fighter here. If they really want to offer the damage here, they can, and they could snowball really hard if they really rolled that game plan here. But they offer a recovery drone instead to take you from the Raz.
Yeah, the size is good on your brawler, and size not being on the Rasmus is good, but EDA Phoenix, a critical error in the draft here. Although you're denying extra special from the IME, it would have been much better to go hotshot for yourself. Rasmus goalie, incredibly good with hotshot. Basically on par with the size awakening in terms of the Rasmus goalie awakening flowchart.
Yes, that is definitely true on the Raz. He is kind of like a course speed enjoy just as much as Kazan is in the like melee goalie position. He's not really melee goalie, but he's technically one. But another thing to note too is his primary is also kind of like his go-to defensive option. He doesn't want you to be in his face. He wants you to hit you with pendulum swing, and then like don't even have the brawler up there. And he hasn't been using it like that very often, but when he does, it does get a lot of value.
Yeah, so far though, it's been a little bit scary, and once again, Nippleton just needs to use this evade. Right now, just having to burn that lifeline so early and still taking so much damage, our Anime Gamer and Nippleton, and it's looking so scary for them. The energy advantage was on the side of CFG before that whiff flip, and now it's a huge opportunity, perhaps, for Gazooks, but they can't get it out of the corner. A good path splitter, and Anime Gamer has to make a stylish play here. Goes to the bottom side, forces out the flip, and gets the strike on the impatient strike from Moonlit Owl.
And stylish play he did in fact do as he catches the core flip there after running the offense there. Anime Gamer 001 really showing the proficiency onto Zendaro here.
Yep, really well done, but it was mostly Moonlit Owl's fault, right, for flipping directly at the enemy brawler. Definitely plenty of other angles to take there. And Anime Gamer, now with more confidence, is rushing forward, but the survival is just not looking good for Gazook still.
Yeah, it is looking really hard, but they are trying to play damage themselves here, getting Catastic low, but they are using all of Now's abilities here to like kind of keep Anime Gamer alive, and he does get an evade built up here, so hopefully he will start to adapt and start to use that evade to kind of avoid the damage that's been stacking up on him.
Yeah. But again, right, it's so difficult. Razook is doing so well to hit both the core, but also people with abilities. And that is putting on so much pressure. That is making so that Gazooks can't really play the game and they slowly bleed out. And we're seeing the effects here, right? Catastic, so much room to set up a barrier take already. And the Gazooks are once again on the back foot.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Like, I mean, he's just such a strong character to just kind of like do both core control and damage, especially with Glitch Pop. It's such a, like, an everything bind. It does your core control, it does damage, it does your homework, it kind of just does everything for you. And unfortunately there's a little bit of a core flip with there, but they do keep the core alive for now.
Yeah, second core flip whiff for Razook. A little bit impatience there. But right now, it's looking scary for EDA Phoenix. Has a flip available, but needs to be careful. Panics a little bit, uses it in the corner, but sends it around Razook. Big opportunity for Anime Gamer, but so incredibly low is the Zentaro right now. EDA Phoenix now in a dangerous spot. Anime Gamer sends it forward, but not towards the goal enough. A little bit of damage on the Catastic, a flip to the other side of the world, and Razook setting up for a Cyber Swipe, but a good clear out by EDA Phoenix. Nebleton is back. They're trying to get it around, but there's Catastic with a dash forward to finally score it for a CFG.
Yeah, that is true, and honestly, that's bringing so much value out of this Asher here. Like, they've been getting the kills, they've been getting the points, and like, even though they've been getting damage, they still have so much presence in this game.
Yeah. Catastic. Oh no, EDA Phoenix a bit of an own barrier now, in a lot of trouble here. Manages to get it past for now and manages to get it away from the Firewall Sentry despite being on the bounce house. But here's the NATO, here's the flip. Dangerous spot. EDA Phoenix wins the strike war but goes down in the process. A heroic save, but unfortunately Nebleton is but a forward in the net, and there's the goal.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Like, the offense there was looking really scary, and honestly, like, the fact that they had to kill Ida there to, like, kind of get the point, like, he's definitely been doing his job. He is, like, 2 levels above both his forwards, and he's kind of been holding it down pretty well, despite the circumstances.
Yeah, very well done so far. And they're trying to find some offense here, right? Even though they're down, 2 points could even up the game completely. It feels like they're down by much more than that. But right now, they need to work on taking at least 1 barrier, and even that's looking a little difficult as Razook picks up the center orb, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming out from the extra power, but not as much as I expected as 2 abilities go wide.
Yeah, that is true. Like, that orb can really, like, enforce a damage game plan, and if you're not careful, that can definitely lead into a lot of really scary power plays, especially when you start, like, really scaling for damage. I think it's super scary, but right now, it's kind of a net neutral.
Yeah, we'll see if they can find pressure on this final barrier here. They're clumped up, looking for something. The NATO makes it difficult as EDA Phoenix is rotating the core around the world in this overtime. It gets extra scary and a bad bounce. Not what EDA Phoenix wanted here. Manages to get the flip out from Fantastic. Anime Gamer in position now. The rebound off of the terrain. The Zentaro primary. The now primary as well to stuff the top side. But it's not enough here. It's still an open net, but it's looking so difficult as the KO comes through. And EDA Phoenix now has to be the hero, but can't find a pendulum swing on it just yet. Double pop of the secondary, and EDA Phoenix secondaries instead of striking. And that's a set for CFG.
Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. I can tell the Raz really wanted to like hit it out there with secondary, but he just did it a tad too late. Ended up being a little bit of an own goal there. But it looks like the Asher is going to scale even harder with size and kind of taking away from the Raz too. Like this is a very unfortunate draft. Yeah. But he takes 1-2 instead here. Whoa.
Not sure about that 1-2 pickup. Of course, they're doing a lot of damage, but I feel like making so that EDA Phoenix doesn't get any size at all in the game. I think that's definitely valuable, but I do get it, right? Explosive entrance on the IME, come out with the 1-2 on the Asher. That is going to be some significant damage. The only pick I think was a mistake was that Siege Machine. It's going to be so useless on Era compared to... You could have denied Heavy Impact here. Like, Era is happy with Heavy Impact, and taking away from Zentaro is good.
Yeah, that is true. Like, Siege Machine overall is also kind of like a weak awakening. The only character that can really abuse it at all or like enjoys it is Rune, and he's not in this game. But like you said, Heavy Impact on Era is really strong. And another like big footnote because of that is because her beam, I'm pretty sure like it procs on herself too. So almost always it's gonna like proc Heavy Impact.
Yeah, EDA Phoenix though. So many dangerous situations, and finally Katastic is able to capitalize. It just seems like CFG has the coordination that they need to secure this win, and that's the main difference here, right? Although Nebleton or Anime Gamer or EDA Phoenix can make one or two like big individual plays, the offense is just completely favoring CFG. They have the passes, they have the positioning together in the corner, and like with that Sari, there's a little bit of miscommunication in Gazook's game plan.
Yeah, that is true. Like, they're looking a little bit messy, contrary to, like, the Aimi Asher here, who are just, like, really stuffing the pockets here really strong. Like, once they're in that position, it seems like they're really struggling to be able to, like, get that out of there. Because, like, Katastic is level 9 here, and, like, Gazook's level 8. The levels are kind of telling the tale of the game here, as, the forwards of the Gazook don't really get much pressure, but they do get a kill on the Aimi here, turning things around.
Yeah, you could have just said that Anime Gamer is level 4 and Katastic is level 10. Like, that's the tale of the game. It's that the core control is so heavily favored and the damage and everything. Really. A great flip out by EDA Phoenix, but it just... The survivability is not there from the side of Gazooks. They are getting chipped down. Katastic's getting chipped down, but will secure the game despite that. CFG with a very, very dominant performance to make it the bracket here.
Yeah, not only was that a very, very dominant performance, I think it was also just a very, very dominant draft for them as well. They scaled so hard there. Like, at first it was just core control, but after that second draft, like I said, and they started playing for damage too, and it was looking really scary, especially since, like, both the forwards of the Gazooks just really, really needed to work on their evades there. Like, Katastic was really taking advantage of that with the AKOs that they ended up racking up by the end of the game.
Yeah, that was quite the game. CFG looked like a very well put together team, and for Gazooks, of course they got to win, right? So it's not all down for them, but I think the main thing is just you got to use your evades before you get hit, because they were dying with full energy a lot of the time.
Yeah, it is true. It was a bit of a tragedy, but hopefully, hopefully we'll see them in the next OSAS, and they will know not only how to evade, but they'll come back much stronger. I do believe in them. EDA Phoenix is still new. I don't know how much Anime Gamer plays the game, but there's always room for improvement, and I hope to see more of them, honestly. I like their vibes. I like their name, Gazooks.
Yeah, well, we'll see which teams are going to make it the bracket after this break, as there's still a few matches left to go, so don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We're here with the first match of the OSAS bracket. I'm here with Breakson once again, and we're watching Pillow Pilled versus the Platinum Horde. And what do you expect from this match?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm pretty convinced that this could go either way. Both teams have very strong melee goalies. Oyi with I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry, but he does have an Asher goalie, and it does seem like that they did let that go through. And along that, we also have Geo Supremo's due. Both the melee goalies are getting their signature picks on a pretty goalie heavy map, to be honest. So I'm curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes here. We'll see how it goes. And, we'll see if the game will even start because we got another name off. It happens.
Oh.
It's happening way too often.
Yeah, that is a little unfortunate. This time I believe it's. Uh, oh, is this Hop the Frog playing now? I just realized. It doesn't look like we're getting a restart though.
No,
As we have Jiggle Spring with the Mom Boots walking up
they're
here.
gonna restart. They're gonna restart.
Oh, okay, yeah. Looks like
Give me
we're
a
just
sec.
playing out the
It's
point.
a little awkward.
All right, yeah. No worries.
Hopefully. Wait. Wow. Okay. I have to do
Oh,
nuclear option. I
okay.
have to press the start voice call button. Okay, give me a second. Well, this is a little awkward, but none of this is gonna count, by the way.
Oh, all right. Are they just gonna like play at this point, and are we gonna
I
end
don't
it, or
know.
what's
It
going on
all
here?
depends on when they see the message, but well, they're doing a lot of work right now.
Yeah, they are doing a lot of work. That unfortunately is just going to be restarted soon, as we do in fact do have a name off player, I believe, or no, it wasn't Hot the Frog. It was
It was
Tacoma
Gen Jelly.
Gen Jelly.
Why do
Oh,
people
I
even
think
name off in the current year? Like, you're not even hiding. It's a useless
yeah,
feature.
it's a mystery, honestly. Maybe it just like gives them comfort, but I don't think I've ever done that to be honest. Like maybe in norms if I'm throwing particularly hard for fun, but you didn't hear that from me. It does seem like they are continuing to play it out, though.
Yeah, well, this is just gonna be a really delayed game, I think.
Yeah, it is. No worries, though. Hopefully after Mississippi, probably like maybe tabbing him and see that we gotta restart the game. It's a little unfortunate that they are kind of like playing it out right now, but it's all good. It does look like it's gonna be a swift 3-0, and hopefully they'll see the message afterwards.
Hopefully. Guys, guys, we were supposed to start the game. What is going
But hey,
on?
uh, what are your thoughts on the double siphoning one pick after the patch? Do we think that's still like a thing, or what are our thoughts on that? I think it's still pretty good, especially when you have like Bison Drakkar. I think they're both really good at chipping people out. Oh, we got a point. Oh, it's 2-1. Goes off for a little bit longer. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, will they see it now? Uh, huh? Jiggle Supreme?
Oh,
What's going on?
wait, is Vice playing? Oh, sorry, I was saying backwards. Holy, but all right. It's 2-2 now. We're
No,
going
it's just
to.
breaks and don't even commentate. Like the
All
stream
right.
can't even see the game. This should be a remake 3 years ago. What is going
I didn't
on?
even, I didn't even realize. All good. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna remake eventually.
Eventually.
Okay, I think they saw it. I think they saw it. Okay, it does seem like they did realize. So, because of the name off thing and the remaking, does that mean that we're gonna redraft and may lose a ban?
No, no. But if Pillow Pill and move on, they'll lose a ban in the next match.
I see.
Yeah.
Alrighty. No worries. We're gonna run it back properly this time. I think we're gonna. I don't know if they know about the like a little tech where you can go in your menu. I actually know if you're changing your name off, you can't even do that. You actually gotta leave the lobby.
Yeah.
So they'll
Yeah.
be back soon.
But right now, we're just waiting for the name to be turned right back on. This is making me start. This is like, it's been 12 seasons, right? 12 seasons of OSAS. Maybe we need to just make people lose if they have name off or ban skin. That's what I'm thinking, because holy moly, these situations still happening is crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Like it's been uh man, 12 seasons? Is it really been 12 seasons? Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of seasons of OSAS.
That is in fact many seasons of OSAS. And man, quick little side note, a lot of people have now like a little as their icon here. I wonder if Blue Side has like the full like same emote like as their profile picture above. Because honestly, I think if they got that, I think they can win. You know what I mean? I think I'm a believer in that aura.
Yeah, but I don't think they have the full synergy. I think I remember one of them being different.
Oh, yeah, it's a huge debuff. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it was like now, or no, it was Juno Heart. That's right. This is actually the first time I've seen Jenny Jen on ever actually. I didn't think they were going to be playing. I thought they were a sub, but it seems like they are playing the game. And who were they playing? I think they were playing. Was it Era? Or it was now, wasn't it? Yeah, it was now. Was it now? Hold on, I'm looking at their start chat. Gee, I'm a little confused. They were playing. Yeah, I think they were playing now. That is interesting. All right. It looks like they are back now, though. I think we are ready to go back to the game for real this time.
Yeah, we'll have to see if everyone is ready to actually start the game. Finally, we might be able to start one game in this bracket here. Thankfully, the other games are progressing, and in the bracket, it looks like Dream
Yep.
Crush has already defeated Luminex and
Oh,
moved on to the qualifying match. But
wait, actually?
yeah, unfortunately, Dream Crush has a long wait before their next match is ready.
Yeah, that is all good. I'm sure they'll get warm up in there, or maybe just kind of. Maybe they'll have time to watch this game. They'll have plenty of time for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Just waiting for confirmation from Pillow Pill that they are ready and that names are on so that we don't run into the same thing again.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be too much longer, and we'll be able to game the game for real this time.
Yep. Just waiting on Pillow Pill to confirm. All right. It looks like we're finally getting into it after so long and breaks in. Take a look at the comps though. How do you
All
expect
right.
this game to play out?
Yeah, we're seeing like Drakkar Vice, which Drakkar is also like pretty strong right now. Honestly not entirely sure if it was because just because like Wanda Memories were really strong. Drakkar seems to be like one of the characters who really seem to opt for taking Memories, specifically in OCS. I don't know if that's like optimal, but I've seen a lot of Drakkar players go for it.
Yeah. Drakkar in general, yeah, like you said, is very, very much in the meta right now. And I do like the Platinum Hordes comp in the context of that, right? Drakkar Vice. The dupe is a little not fitting with the theme, but a solid melee goalie is always good to make sure that your forwards can comfortably play. So in that sense, it's good. But it really comes down to whether they can consistently output the damage while not giving up core control, because on the other end is a very, very core control heavy comp from Pillow Pilled.
Yeah, that is definitely true. They have the Asher Ghoulie, melee Ghoulie just kind of like holding it down on both ends here. But like Rasmus now, that is a very core control focused comp here, playing against double wand. So it's really just kind of like a classic tale of core control versus damage this game.
Yeah, it really is. Chicken Tendies will have to do a lot of work to be able to keep up the midfield, but Hop the Frog and Chicken Tendies, their passing plays are looking very solid here, but once it gets past that line, they don't have that kind of consistent speed that Pillow Pilled has to recover the core, and we're seeing the problems right here as Tacoma takes advantage, and two barriers almost go down, barely not contacting the barrier there, but really good possession by Pillow Pilled until it slips once, until the positioning slips once as well, and suddenly, the collapse comes through from the Platinum Horde.
That was such a quick conversion from Platinum Horde there. Once they got the kill there, they just kind of like speed ran the point. Like the core walked up, and then they laid their abilities on the goalie. They got shot, and then point just kind of went in there. Seems like that might be their game plan there. Just like kind of playing for the damage, and then just like really focusing on the power plays, because that seemed like a really strong conversion from their end there.
Yeah, but Ewi is defending quite well, right? That Asher primary, always really good at defending against anything in the general vicinity. And we'll see if the battle of walls, really, with the pass splitter and Turbo Fortress top side, how it'll end up. But right now, what I'm looking at is low meter on the side of Pillow Pilled and the Platinum Horde. When you have low meter, you're not safe.
Yeah, that is true. Unfortunately, like Ombre from Dubu here, but that's all good as like we're seeing both melee goalies kind of like really good at holding it down. Like we're actually once again seeing Asher, like an Asher goalie player on Taiko Temple again actually. So they're probably seem really comfortable on that, and we're kind of seeing that as they're still holding up both barriers.
Yeah. The bounces are coming through in a big way for Tacoma, but intercepted. And Jiggle Supreme now burning a lot of cooldowns, but still in a decent spot here. Lots of core speed to the bottom side as Hop the Frog finds a follow-up. And we saw at the start of the day, right, the core speed Vice. It really just making a return here.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised to be seeing it twice, and it's not even the same person. It's a different player, but once again, we're seeing so much value just coming out of like the Vice rocketing the core to the other side of the field,
no!
and unfortunately, no goal set brings it in.
No, Tacoma. Oh no, not that kind of own goal. But you still have points to play with here. It's still the first set. Although the Platinum Horde are in the lead, they still have to win the set.
Yeah, that is definitely true, and I honestly think that like the core control comp here, I feel like if they get a good draft here, they could probably scale pretty hard. Like if either the Rasmus or the Asher, to be honest, get some size, it can be a lot harder to like stop them from enforcing their game plan.
Hop the Frog. He's very, very low. Bounced off the mat. That's a big KO here. But you got to watch out. It's looking dangerous, these bounces off the center drum.
Yeah, it is definitely true. We're kind of seeing like on the flip side, the team that we thought was going to be playing for like core control here, kind of getting a kill on Hop the Frog, and the energy economy. Oh my goodness!
Hop the Frog. What a shotgun! Perfectly timed to get it through, and the pellets barely reached. It's a big first set for the Platinum Horde.
Yeah, and Ice is getting first pick here, and if you see some specific awakenings, unfortunately we don't see heavy impact or spec training here, but there's still honestly kind of a weak draft, minus the ad rush, which he opts for, understandably so. If they start scaling for damage later on, that ad rush can have so much value.
Yeah, that added the Tunnel Rush, although it has been completely nerfed from the best awakening in the game to all the way down to Earth, pretty much. It is still really, really fitting with this team. What's not fitting, though, is the Monumentalist on Dubu. That's a downgrade on that character.
Oh no. For those who don't know, Monumentalist on Dubu, Dubu's already like a pretty buggy character. He's not exactly the most functional of all the cast, and Monu just kind of makes that worse, especially on his Tofu Fortress. it tends to make it actually float by more often, just like through the walls than it normally does, despite it being bigger, but somehow that makes it even easier for it to go through.
Yep, we'll see how it goes here, but Hop the Frog is getting so much value in these corner plays. Like, it is so important here that Hop the Frog be able to win these 1v1s. And there's the Chain Lightning from Chicken Tendies after Hop the Frog gets the setup. Those kinds of goals are what the Platinum Horde needs, right? They have less speed in their kits, but they're still managing to get those plays.
Yeah, that is definitely true, but patience that Hop the Frog kind of like showed there to be able to confirm that point was honestly perfect. Like, he just kind of waited to react to the Asher, and then the Asher didn't do anything. Like, the Chain Lightning just kind of like put in the pocket for him. They got the point.
Yep. We'll see if Hop the Frog can survive this point, though. Taking a lot of chip damage from the pass splitter, but still gets a barrier. It's just getting so much value while low. Hop the Frog and Chicken Tendies with the passing play to the top side all the way around. Saved for the moment, but no evades available, and that's a KO onto the now, and Hop the Frog still survives.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of damage starting to come out now. I don't really think that like either team really scaled for damage, but it seems like they're playing for a lot harder as we see Hop the Frog both get a core flip that gets the KO and the goal.
Yeah, well, if the Platinum Horde is playing like this, it is a tough game to win because they're finding the core control, they're finding the passing plays while also having the damage.
Yeah, we're seeing once again. Oh my goodness! Like kill off the edge on Tacoma there to get the Dubu, and just like it's a really convincing power play here. Let's see if they can convert off it. And they do already get one barrier, and now they get two barriers, and the goalie's back up.
This is how Pill can still win. Tacoma with the flip opportunity here, and Jiggle Supreme just on top of the core a little bit too much there, so all the abilities broke instantly, didn't cover enough time. Good attempt, but it's all about the spacing in those situations for the goalie.
Yeah, that timing was honestly really good on Tacoma there for the core flip. He just really just like stood there like really calmly, and that's not something that you really see like OS players go for a lot. They usually like to use their core flip right away, but he actually held it, and I think that's pretty smart. Like, even if it's like just through burn abilities, can still really get a lot of value, just like chip it in like he did just there.
Yeah. Well, that's another set win for the Platinum Horde. Pill need to find something and need to find something quick, but that's a heavy impact on a prize fighter and a 1-2 punch I see. And that's going to be even more damage. They could even deny the stagger.
Yeah, this is looking like such a scary draft for Pill here. As like, not only do we have that, we also have the prize fighter, which in a odd way actually kind of got stronger as you have 4 stacks of prize fighter to play with, and although each stack gives you less power than it did before, it's like once you're at max, it's actually harder to take those those stacks away from you. So nobody opted to take it, unfortunately. I guess prize fighter is a little weak.
Yeah. Jiggle Supreme returned to form perhaps, but we'll see if that continues here. So far been very, very solid, but it needs to keep it up because Pill, they have the tools they need, but right now it's all Jiggle Supreme walking all the way up. Finding both barriers is the Platinum Horde, and barely getting the save right on the barrier line here. It is just a dominant defensive performance from Jiggle Supreme, and Hop the Frog has plenty of damage.
Yeah, we're honestly kind of seeing like a masterclass of both damage and like defense and core control. Just kind of like Jiggle Supreme's been doing a good job, but he's really only level 4, which is really just showing how strong the offense from Hop the Frog and Chicken Tendies are here.
Yep. Tacoma now pushing forward. Chicken Tendies with the block in the midfield. Oh, there's some core speed coming out, and Jenny to the top side. That's a good barrier take. Those are the types of plays we need to see. But can they score is the question here. And the Tofu Fortress will say no on the top side. A flip out from Chicken Tendies. Jenny will keep it forward for the moment. And the log will send it right past. A good roll by Jiggle Supreme to send it away. But that's a KO onto the midfielder. Chicken Tendies blocking the angles, and the 1-2 punch core speed just overwhelming for the first point in the third set.
And I might have questioned not taking prize fighter at first, but we were seeing so much value out of 1-2 already here from the Drek. Like, not only does his special like make his be able to like really shoot the core really fast, that with type of 1-2 and his ult, like his ult, even though it slows down the core, the initial hit can make it send like super far. So if you're not aware of that, it can definitely catch you off guard.
Yep, we'll see if they can get a play going. But right now, Hop the Frog and Chicken Tendies have figured it out, I think. They figured out their way to just connect, even despite the speed disadvantage. Oh, Jiggle Supreme not quite able to save the barrier, but the core control still in the hands of Hop the Frog. Tacoma now with the play, but not quite connecting. But Jenny almost gets it through with the secondary, almost a breakaway, but not quite. Jiggle Supreme getting there in time. Chicken Tendy's low, but gets the orb to heal right back up, and they just can't make that much progress, it feels like.
Yeah, it's true. Like, whenever they do have the core on the side, it just seems like Jiggle Supreme just managed to, like, just defend everything that they have to throw at it, and it's so much hard to be able to, like, have that game plan score on the goalie when you're getting chipped like this, too. Jenny's kind of been, like, shot, and it's kind of just staying like that as another point goes in.
Yeah, Chicken Tendies perfectly slotted into the top side. Great placement to send it around the Asher, and the Asher's pretty big, too, so that's pretty impressive placement here. But they still have to close it out. It's one more goal, but I think with how they've been playing, they can get it done.
Yeah, it's been so far a pretty convincing game from like the Platinum Horde here. Kind of looking like at least a Diamond Horde right now, as Jiggle Supreme just kind of holds the core right in front of the barrier there. A little scary, but it's okay because it gets out just fine.
Yeah, and Chicken Tendy's low. That could be an opportunity here if they can get the Vice off the map. Doesn't have the evade just yet. But right now, they're more worried about staying alive themselves. Tacoma, incredibly low, almost comboed a great flip to double barrier, but you gotta watch out for your own goal here.
Oh, no.
That angle, oh, that's tough. As a goalie, I feel that. Ewi, off the bottom side of the net, and the Platinum Horde will close it out.
Oh, that was such a tragic last point there, as like, we got such a good core flip taking both barriers there, but he ended up pushing up too far to be able to keep control of his own net, as they just like overextended on the last point and just kind of floated in at the end there. Is really unfortunate. But once again, we see another 3-0 stream from the Platinum Horde. They played very well. Hop the Frog showing just how strong the card can be, especially with the Vice. They played both damage and core control really good here, which honestly, I feel like Drake Brawler is really good at playing for both of those, so they did a really good job at that.
Yep. Well, that is big for the Platinum Horde as they move on. We'll see if that continues here, but for now, we're gonna go to a bit of a break, and on the next side of this break, we might see OSAS, we might see ISS, we don't know, but it will be something. So don't go anywhere, and see you soon.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to ISS Season 4, the bracket stage, and more specifically, the semifinals to determine who qualifies or not for OSAS finale. Well, not OSAS, but ISS finale. I'm Kirikin and Navola Piefler, and we have a really interesting matchup today.
We have none other than Hooked on Goth Cats against Let's Frickin' Do Murder. Now, as I understand it, you in particular have, shall we say, a certain connection with Hooked on Goth Cats. So tell me, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so I have done some coaching. I remember Imperfections hopping into a VC with me and explaining drafting, but I also know on the other team as well, Brando V2 and Red Jet, formerly known as Jet Secret, both remnants of cheating, as well as picking up Piss Midas along in their arsenal. So I'm very excited to see all three of them play because, again, cheating is a very good team that I remember. So hopefully we get to see some good gameplay on this night market.
Yeah, definitely. Night market in particular being a very fun, can be very congested, and that allows for a lot of potential, shall we say, blood to be shed. And you can see on the other team there, you got the Juliet and the Dubu coming out to play as well. I always a good roundabout pick. So here we go. Hooked on Goth Cats. Let's freaking do murder. Let's freaking play some Omega Strikers.
Yeah, and here in particular, Brando V2 running the Era on this map. Era hasn't been a really big pick since until really recently as well, being one of those new characters that come out now, and especially on this night market, I've seen in other leagues, EUSL and all those other leagues, where she's a very interesting pick and also can work extremely well if you put her nails in the right spots, as both teams trade one barrier apiece.
Yeah, both these teams looking like just solid off of jump here as we have both these barriers taken. I have to say I am impressed by, like the improvements that Hooked on Goth Cats has shown recently. They've been kind of like turning it up a little bit, and always good to see these teams level up, as it were. And hopefully they can continue to be so as they get that second barrier down.
Yeah, Pismata trying to work his way the offense going in, finding another barrier, open opportunities for both teams here as we're just looking to clear the core away, but the hook doesn't seem to find its mark as Feeding Kappa strikes it into the bottom side.
Yeah, very nice little setup there. Imperfections saw the flurry go out and realized they had an open opportunity, and yeah, Kappa was easily able to take advantage, slot that one in for the first goal of this game. I am curious to see how Let's Freaking Do Murder is going to be able to respond to that one, and hopefully they can respond hard.
Yeah, they do have two flips now, one being burned. Imperfections pulling the trigger a little bit too early as one barrier does fall on the other side. Now Brando Vici trying to dribble the core around as Feeding Kappa does take the barrier in response, though. Now, the flip has been burnt, but a counter flip as well. So they find that second barrier as well and opening up the goal.
Yeah, very nice aggression, I gotta say, from Hooked on Goth Cats. Saw that Imperfections just set up into place, Feeding Kappa really quick, again, on that flurry. They are pushing this one hard, nearly saved that one, defeating Kappa. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Hooked on Goth Cats right now.
And they still have a barrier piece, and also the flip burnt from Dono Wall, but Feeding Kappa a little bit worse for wear as he does fall off the map, and it's now a 2v3 now. The entirety of Let's Freaking Do Murder kind of have to push their way up and find that second barrier to try to get that conversion, but Imperfections and Dono Wall are holding this perfectly as Feeding Kappa responds.
Beautiful hold there, beautiful angles as well from Dono Wall, making sure that that core is not getting anywhere near that barrier. Brando definitely trying to make something happen, has been kind of lurking in that bottom corridor the entire game, but it's been very hard to just push through Dono Wall. They've just been knowing what they're doing, but they are trying to push it through that corner. And the question is, early on, is breaking this defense. Defense can help so much in these kind of games where the offense both seems mutually not just aggressive, but they're able to get the core into their opposing sides. So how exactly are they looking to kind of break this bit of a stalemate?
They might break it here with Imperfections with the flip up, as well as Feeding Kappa trying to get Piss Midas out of the game really quickly, but the dash punch does do it, as well as the sentry turret kind of just confirming that that core isn't going anywhere but into the goal zone as Hooked on Goth Cats to take an easy 2-0 lead.
Yeah, very nice. I don't know if I would say easy per se. That one felt like well fought to me. But either way, good on Gothcats, 2-0 lead, and they are definitely wanting to like finish this set off again with that early aggression. Though that one was for a brief period of time trying to get that through that defense, and they getting KOs instead. That's how they're going to get through that defense, even as they trade the second barrier away. I feel like that was supposed to be a kill. I feel like that pop was supposed to be a kill.
Yeah, and that kill on Fist Midas did leave Jet and Brando V2 in a very, very hard 2v3, especially when Imperfections is right there scoring that goal as the MVP of the set now. There's a lot of take here, especially since they have 1-2 on the board. A lot of things can be taken, like the bulk up or the twin drive, to at least get some more damage going.
No, yeah, for sure. Bulk up, I was about to say extra special. I'm not even surprised that extra special went clear, just because there are too many people on that opposing team that can use it. Might as well get it away real fast and get yourself just more turrets up and ready to go. So good on them. I'm liking this draft, honestly, from Gothcats. Not to say that Do Murder is anywhere like, I don't think they got like a weak draft, but I'm really liking what I see Gothcats with here.
And Gothcats finding one of the barriers, and let's freaking do murder, putting on the murder scene onto Imperfections, has to walk back for the orb, and Donawa has to push up now. Trading a barrier piece, maybe an unfortunate strike timing, but that does allow them to walk up, and Rejet has to also walk up the process since Brando V2 also just got knocked off the map now. 2v3 power play coming in for the Gothcats as they look to try to take the second barrier, try to convert here, but it is successfully defended by Fist Midas, and there we go, back to a 3v3 position.
Beautiful hold there, because for a second there, it was looking like Hooked on Gothcats just had that one in the bag. But excellent defense by Jet, and they need to take advantage of this, turn this defense into offense, and hopefully make something happen here, because Hooked on Gothcats has been playing too well to not take advantage of every opportunity you are given.
Yeah, and Gothcats find the second as well as almost the combo as well into the goal, but fortunately it is defended by Rejet, and Fist Midas with the flip up, trying to get some pressure going as he does get the strike off and find 2v, and not 2v3, but more of a good power play position right now. But Dono Ball, extra small, doesn't think he needs to use the flip there, and that gives a point to Let's Freaking Do Murder.
Very nice, slotted it in. You saw that beam come out from the era. Brando trying to do their best to make sure secure that point, make sure that goes in. Very nice on their part. Let's Freaking Do Murder on the board a little bit now, and Hooked on Gothcats hopefully don't want that to continue as we continue into this next point.
And almost getting the KO onto Midas as well. Thankfully it does stay alive and also gets 2 barriers for his well-being, as well as feeding Kappa, trying to force it in, does find the second barrier, as also having to flip as well to the bottom side. That was a very fast point.
Yeah, no, really fast, and also very good on feeding Kappa, like to kind of flip, prevented the clear. I believe that was from Brando, and just managed to realize, oh wait, it didn't hit. I have a clean opportunity. Boom, slotted in the bottom corner. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. Beautiful awareness from feeding Kappa. They're going into this next point here, tied. Went for the kill on Midas. No sale, but Midas is looking very, very low.
Yeah, Let's Freaking Do Murder now really not on the murder side, more of just trying to live for the time being, as they are trying to look to fire up this offense yet again. They do have 1 barrier for their troubles, but Midas is getting completely destroyed right now, getting hit by almost every ability in the game right now, and he's having a little bit of trouble. But he was almost able to get that as the core is still on Gothcats' side of the field.
Yeah, they have been having a bit of trouble getting that core away from their side of the field. There goes that second barrier. It is time for Let's Freaking Do Murder to Let's Freaking Score. Beautiful flip. Shot it right up in there, just pretty much immediately. No chance for them to realize what's going on. Get that score, get that lead back again. 2-1 in this set in favor of Let's Freaking Do Murder. They are looking to tie this one up real fast.
And it looks like they have a really good opportunity to score here, especially since of the energy economy. Brando V2 did burn a flip though, but it does technically translate to a barrier if you think about it. So now they are in the driver's seat at this very moment, trying to get away from feeding Kappa, who does burn the flip as well to not keep possession. So they are technically up right now.
Yeah, technically, and Let's Freaking Do Murder definitely wanting to kind of convert that into another barrier, hopefully another score as they try and push that aside. But Feeding Kappa trying to say something about it, but can't really say a whole lot because they are staggered. They are in a very scary position. They are trying to get that health back, but meanwhile this core is going everywhere and they are going for a ride. Beautiful flip for the kill from Jet, and now they are in a 2v1, though Midas not looking too great themselves, having to like kind of fight through this this power play just ended. Beautiful hold, beautiful defense.
And imperfections as well, having to walk back for the orb. I don't think she even got the orb, so that's gonna be a really concerning play if Brando and V2 if Brando and Midas can just team together to get that barrier, well not the barrier, but the goal and outsmart Dono Wall here. As imperfections is very low, maybe fishing for the kill, and Brando just sinks her right in. He doesn't even need any of the help that Midas is giving.
Yeah, wow, like a bit of a horrible angle. Tempted to hit it for the clear, no dies. Brando with the MVP, and they have a number of things as reward. Good stuff on them, like Castellas, aerials are the first two that I'm looking at.
Timeless creator as well. I think just for the size, because Era having that NATO, I haven't seen much NATO activity yet, but with Timeless it allows for a lot more pressuring plays almost just because of how big it is and how you can time it easier because it stays a little bit longer in that same lane. So if they can get a combo going, it'll be very dramatic for them.
Yeah, could be what they needed, especially because they got that heavy impact. Might of the Colossus, you know Rasmus always loves size. Get in what he wants, getting be the big man on campus, hooked on Goth Cats. I would say fighting from behind a little bit now, even though the sets are tied up. But we've seen them before. I think they can pull this one out. Just have to tighten up a little bit on that defense, try and get a few more opportunities, and hopefully convert.
Crazy combo coming in from both the midfield and forward of Goth Cats. Imperfections now with a flip on the board, could be using it for anything. Does flip it out to Feeding Kappa, who almost finds the almost great angle, but it's almost there, and Imperfection just sinks it right in with the cyber swipe.
Yeah, beautiful. That was nervous. Yeah, those Evo coming out. Yeah, that was nervous. Kappa tried to find the demon angle off by a couple of millimeters, but Imperfection said, "Don't worry, I got you, I got you." Managed to blink in, and there we go. Cleaned that one up. Next point. Hopefully, they can make it happen again.
Yeah, and almost had Midas capitalizing on the back pass almost, and has a lot of room to work with. One barrier missing from the side of Goth Cats as they try to look to revitalize this offense. But Imperfections is getting beat up a little bit, and even though they are the midfielder right now, it doesn't seem like so, as Feeding Kappa has a free, but oh my god, never mind. Wow.
That was a wild shot there. That was also a wilder KO. Kappa gone for a minute, and it is Let's Freaking Do Murder trying to use murder in order to get this power play to happen and hopefully happen much again. Look at that damage fly. Midas got heavy impact, and it has been a bloodbath since.
Yeah, they're living up to their name so far, and it's working out for the time being. Now Jet even has Flip up walking up as well, as Brandon V2 has to play the defense position for now, as the power play does get stalled out for now. And Dono Wall with Flip, he has an extra piece of utility to work with as it hits overtime, and Feeding Kappa is looking very low here. They might go for another KO to try to bring back this power play.
Yeah, they would be well served to do that. Meanwhile, one of these barriers falling on the side of Let's Freaking Do Murder. Hooked on Goth Cats doing their best to intercept this wild and very fast core. There goes another barrier. There goes another body as the Imperfections is unable to make the save. Midas flips and pops it in. 1-all on this set.
Yeah, it's a very explosive set so far. Everyone showing what they can do, and Let's Freaking Do Murder living up to their reputation as a KO team. And it's looking very good for them if they can keep up these KOs and at least get more, but instead it's hooked on Goth Cats with the 2-piece. And Feeding Kappa almost trying to capitalize off of it as Dono Wall also gets the kill. Oh my goodness, as we are into another power play.
And Night Market Angle, that's all I'm going to say about that. Night Market Angle, okay, sure, whatever, but it's still hooked on Goth Cats on the offense. Even as this power play comes out, and it is Let's Freaking Do Murder that is threatening now.
Yeah, but it all returns back to normal as Imperfections almost finds the good angle deflected by Reject there, as they're looking to try to get this off of their side, but Miss Midas and Brando V2 are putting on a masterclass in passing. And it's all coming back together almost. Imperfections has so much range that she can just threaten from any angle, and that just leads to Reject having to burn a lot more CDs than usual. And if they can use that to their advantage, then if that Rasmus is out of cooldowns, then it can easily lead to an square attempt by them.
Yeah, for sure. What I'm particularly worried about, like, if I was hooked on Gothcats, though, is how Midas has been able to get, like, these fantastic, like, defensive abilities, these attacks going off, and these, basically, he's constantly threatening. Again, with that attempted offense, feeding it to Kappa, can't quite find the angle, just off by some centimeters, and that can be all the difference.
Yeah, another goal almost going in for both sides as they need to just try to look for a timing. But Reject also has the flip and also somehow gets the core into the net of the other side.
Yeah, no, that angle, that bounce was insane. That was basically a 90-degree angle, and it was very clear that nobody really expected that one. Just a literal straight as a ruler shot and got past him. So it is let's freaking do murder, and they are doing the murdering. There, another body falls. Kappa going, although they do get a barrier taken in recompense. They are looking very strong, are the murder squad.
And somehow they burned all their flips and got the goal in the end. So maybe they're the ones looking to take this game very simply, as they are up 2 sets now, and especially Jet here with a lot of things they can take. They have the built different up, and they also can take the secret tech Rasmus Deadeye here, but they do opt for the built difference for the I guess the size and the power.
Yeah, I mean, it's Rasmus. He's always going to want a size. Meanwhile, you have fight or flight on that. I mean, already been fast, and I can understand. It seems like their goal here might be to try and outspeed Let's Freaking Do Murder. They're like, okay, the damage kind of on their side. We can't contest that. Let's try and end these goals really fast. At the very least, that's what that draft says to me.
And so far, they're kicking off from explosive force, especially with that one barrier gone and so much utility being thrown out. The DP, everything being thrown into the kitchen sink here, as everything revitalizes for a little bit, as Fiend Kappa has to work back into position to at least claim that second barrier. But instead, it's on the other side where Let's Freaking Do Murder claim a barrier of their own.
Yeah, Kappa looking very, very low. You see, Jet and Brando both hunting for the kill. It is Midas who gets it, though, and keep in mind, Midas has Ad Rush. That is going to be a very fast Umbrella Boy moving around this field, although they still have to contend with a very fast cat in the way of Imperfections.
Yeah, Brando V2 looking for the flip there, repositioning the core, but Feeding Kappa completely punishes it, and it looks like nothing's really going to stop them as Imperfections tries to go for the Cyber Swipe, doesn't get it quite yet though, but the Glitch Pop almost saving it. And Feeding Kappa are back into the position here. They have to try to just work their way around the double defense here. But now, it's all Midas right now as he has core in his possession. And Imperfections would flip too, but they might not be for this world much longer as they burn the flip to evade.
Yeah. Doing everything they can to avoid this, to avoid all this damage coming out of Imperfection. But they do get that barrier taken. It is open goals on both sides as Flurry comes out. A bit of a night market angle nearly ruins it all, but nope, this core is still in play as overtime hits. And look at that speed! Jet can't handle it. Misses the strike, and that is one for Gothcats.
The emoting and Jet suggests that she needs a Jet to you holiday, as we're looking for a very, very try to get this core out for the time being now. But they've been doing really well so far. They've been capitalizing extremely well, especially with those hooks on the side as Midas looks to try to take this barrier again. But it is Dodo Wall, being the wall that he is, defending it all.
Yeah, say that get one barrier taken, however, but it is 2 barriers that each team has. That second one needs to fall before they can get in any kind of scoring position. So if they can kind of keep that one safe, then all is well. They are definitely trying to make an attack on this top side. They do get one barrier. Flip goes out. Second barrier is still saved. Kappa still kind of lurking. It has been a very fast and fierce game this whole time. Kappa has been taking their fair share of lumps, but they are still in it, still hunting, and look at that persistence rewarded.
Yeah, no, 2v3 power play, especially from Imperfections. The flip gets deflected as well as Feeding Kappa almost finds the right angle! But it's all good in the end. Imperfection with the cyber swipe. That aerial is doing so much work to keep on the pressure, as they do have still 2 flips to boot as well. They can easily take the set.
Yeah, they are pretty much locked and loaded. Oh, a bit of a feint there. Glitch pop a little bit early, but hey, they will take it. There goes 1 barrier. There goes 2 barriers. They want to wrap this one up real fast. Imperfections and Kappa leading the charge, trying to get that one out as soon as possible. And it is Brando and Jet on the defense, trying to prevent this from happening, give themselves a little bit more life as Midas hunts it out. No dice. Kappa splits the difference, gets between Jet, gets between Brando, and gets another one on the board. That is the set for Hooked on Goth Cats. We are tied up 5th set.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very, very hard draft in my opinion, because Recovery Drone's on the board, Demo's on the board as well. Ramses has a lot of things to take here, and also the Prime Time on Aimee means that there are a lot more angles for her to cover in particular, so it's going to be a very scary way that Jet has to deal with this Aimee, especially with the amount of range that she has.
Yeah, but you can also see that error with that siege machine and that Kazan with that spec training. I have to say, this one has been a close match the entire game. This one has been fast, furious, painful, and it is only going to get worse as this last set starts.
And Imperfection's already under 50 HP. It'd almost be looking for the kill here now, staggered. There's so much damage coming out from this murdering machine team, as Imperfection has to be careful, but instead it's Midas who finds the KO, the first ad rush proc of this 5th set, and now the speed is taking over completely. There's so much going on Gothcat's side of the field that eventually the core does get loose, but it's almost immediately translated back up to the top side, and now Imperfection's back online, has a sentry turret, finds a second barrier as well as it's trying to get stalled completely, but it's almost there. Donawall even pushing up the Dubu, trying to do so much, but in the end, it's all cleared up by Red Jet, and we're back almost even.
You know they are hungry. They are fiending for it as they, with their goalie pushes up for them, and they do manage to get the kill. The goalie is out and about today, and they are trying to push this advantage, and they do. Kappa gets the feed, gets the bottom of the net. Score 1 for Goth Cats, and hopefully 2 more to follow.
Yeah, and even on the energy side, Feeding Kappa and the rest of their team are very, very close to coming to flips, but it doesn't even matter if they're going to get staggered like that. And Midas is going to be hunting for the kill as Imperfections tries to make up for the amount of lack of manpower that they have, as Feeding Kappa does come back, as the back pass does come in for Donawall to at least walk up, and now Feeding Kappa, with all of their abilities, sends it right in, and the flip comes out as well, everything being thrown into the kitchen sink as a kill is found onto Feeding Kappa finally, as Midas is looking to try to revitalize his team.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Like, Donawall barely missed that response, and they took full advantage. They did manage to hold on to that barrier, however. Hooked on Goth Cats, throwing everything plus the kitchen sink, maybe the lining too, and trying to get these goals in. Kappa is hunting. Imperfections is trying to find any angle, all the angles. Donawall is doing everything and everything. Hooked on Goth Cats are really, really hunting for this one. There goes 1 KO. There goes 1 barrier. It is Let's Freaking Do Murder that has an opportunity here, but it is Goth Cats with the power play, and the score! Beautiful dash punch to slot it in. That's 2 unanswered points for Goth Cats. 1 more to take the game.
Yeah, and their synergy is looking so good, especially coming into this play in particular. They have so much energy. They have a lot of momentum actually coming to this 5th set as they take 1 barrier here. A lot of stuff going on as the core does travel to the other side, but the flip does come out, and the kill also as well. A 1-for-1 trade, but now Feeding Kappa has all the energy, the time in the world, has the way, and the simple strike in. Crazy work.
Yeah, wow, that was a way to end it. Flip went out. You saw the death touch there. It was like, okay, where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Kappa was like, I'm not gonna do anything fancy. Just hit it in. Done. Wasn't expecting the simple solution, but the simple solution is what took it.
Yeah, that was just a crazy, well-played game by Kappa in particular. It might be glazing a little bit, but the way he played almost all of those 1v1 opportunities he got were pretty good, minus the little mishaps, but it's all good. Imperfections does cover those.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was just great playing, incredible from Hooked on Goth Cats. Beautiful, beautiful work for them. Very honestly, let's freaking do murder. Very well played to them. They hung on basically until right the end there. Beautiful push, beautiful plays by Midas and Jet there. Like that was just some really good Omega Strikers.
Yeah, yeah. Thankfully for them, they are in, and they are in the finale, and hopefully it will make a good run there. But we do have more coming up next. I don't know what's coming up next,
Sweet.
but we do have a lot more, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. And welcome to the other side of our tournament running. We're now open to OSAS Season 12, Week 4, last week to qualify. And of course, we do have a crazy banger. We have Platinum Horde versus the one and only Seraphim Crimson.
Yeah, this one is going to be very fun. Like both these teams know how to play some very strong, some very aggressive Omega Strikers. Last I recall, I'm pretty sure you yourself have something of some insider knowledge on that as well.
Yeah, even though I haven't played the game in approximately 3 months, I kind of know almost a lot of people know how specifically this team, my old team, Smile Smile, and a lot of memories are on this map in particular, Taiko Temple. Man, I miss this map. I miss playing Dupu on it so much, especially when I was on stream. So they're banning the Finny here, actually. Interesting now, because back, I think, around like before OSAS 10. Actually, well, I don't know now. I think it's a little bit different now, but everyone almost bans Yugo's Luna It's a very, very scary game, and Luna does come out now, and a rune as well. Wait a minute, this doesn't look right.
Oh no, I mean I've seen this one. I've seen this stunt before. This is right, but this is also very cheeky. Like I've seen them try this combo before. I'm a little bit stuttering because I'm a little bit excited, but hey, we got hot shot going on. Yeah, Malachi on the rune. I've seen this before. It's gonna be fun if they can pull it off. But it's like I said, it's a bit of a risky biscuit, but high payoff if it works. We gonna see if it happens.
Malachi Rune is something I thought I'd never see in a comp setting, but here we are now in the Taiko Temple. And even looking at the starter gears going on to Siphoning versus Vambrace's duel now, as Platinum Horde do get 2 barriers all for their troubles, and Seraphim Crimson, they're starting a little bit slow, but I think they can get the hang of it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, no, they will absolutely like get into it as time goes on. Just gotta kind of like get that rhythm going up. Like that's really kind of the first couple of points in general as that supernova goes out and bodies start to hit the floor. Oh, that is nasty. One against the world, but nearly saved it, did Malachi, but not quite. I mean, that's just a lot of people.
Yeah, and especially on Siphoning Wand, almost meta back when the patch came out, and then it was quickly reverted, but still it looks like it was very, very strong when Chicken Tennies and Hop the Frog got those 2 KOs, and now Chicken Tennies almost KO'd, has to go fend for that orb, and Malachi, the kill doesn't come out, but both barriers do, and now he's getting bounced around the map, getting hit into the ultimate position, but he ends up getting KO'd anyways.
Went on a round the world trip and ended having to go home for a little bit to recover as this second barrier falls. Both goals open now, and for hopefully Platinum Horde trying to take advantage. Seraphim Crimson not looking to let that happen. Beautiful boost to try and save it, but against a Drakkar, you can only do so much.
Drakkar angle goes hard as Platinum Horde take a very quick 2-0 lead actually. The Siphoning Wand is doing the trick for the most part. A lot of damage is being brought onto Defonk, oh my goodness, but the big thing is that Seraphim Crimson, last I recall, they aren't a good like KO evading team. I don't even know how to put it, but they're doing good so far actually. I mean, only 2 KOs coming out is fine for a Siphoning Wand comp, but now that they're evading a lot of these KOs and actually doing damage themselves, this is going to be a very scary match that they can easily scale here.
Yeah, it's all about the scaling for this team, and they're going to have to kind of like fight through it as that flip, and just the incredible patience to try and like psych someone out, but nobody bit. Instead, it is Seraphim Crimson that take that second goal, and it is that offense that the Platinum Horde are trying to put on the Seraphim Crimson, try to avoid something. Ooh, very nice banish as they try and go for offense here.
Dubuwa almost goes awry, sending the core right back to the Defonk as he almost finds the greatest angle of all time. Oh my goodness gracious. What a crazy play for Seraphim Crimson to win here. And this could be the start of something nice. They've been avoiding a lot of damage being brought onto them, and this could be a good turnaround for them.
Yeah, it could be the start of something that they sorely needed. A little bit of, like you said, like offense, a little bit more consistency as they try and set up here. Beautiful boost to make sure that barrier goes down from Yugo. Excellent play on the Luna. Always love seeing me some Luna. Barely managed to save that one, but save it they did at Jiggle Supreme. This is starting to turn around a little bit for Seraphim Crimson, and they seem to have stepped it up. Beautiful shots back and forth, and there is the tie maker. We are tied up for this first set.
Every time there's a 0.5 on the board, we have to talk about the Seraphim Dream right here. We win every 0.5 here, and hopefully this also comes to fruition as Yuko finds one barrier as well, even has flip to boot as Makai does TP back now, has a orb as well, and is looking to take that second barrier as well. Second barrier is found too, and they're looking to take this first set off of a reverse sweep here, but Hop the Frog looking to say no to that as a lot of damage is being brought. Evades coming out as well. Good thing they evaded here, but Chicken Tennies does have a flip, but Yugo with the stun!
That was an incredible stun and an incredible boost. Literally flew over the moon and managed to get that stun. That was a crazy boost to secure that goal, but secure it they did. And we have first set going to Seraphim Crimson. Beautiful reverse there, and well rewarded for it to boot.
Interestingly enough, Butterfly doesn't get taken by Tafog there. It goes for the bulk up instead, which allows a lot of speed. But Malachi here on the other side being last pick, he still has a lot of pick up here. Super Sheet is also pretty good on Rune. So honestly, it's an okay draft. It wasn't too bad for Seraphim Crimson, especially since they did pull off that comeback there. So we can probably look to see more. And again, if we have another 0.5, it's all Crimson, baby.
We're gonna see as those two barriers go down very fast. Beautiful, classic Rasmus there. Like, oh, the core is on one side, I'm on the other. Okay, let's see how fast your reflexes are. Death touch time. Beautiful, quick point for Seraphim Crimson, and they are already looking a lot cleaner and a lot more sure-footed than the first set was.
They remembered that. They remembered that Taiko Temple is one of their strong maps, and oh no, the unfortunate Rune Pillar does punish them a little bit, but it's okay now. Jiggles Supreme having to rotate the core back around. Does get punished a little bit for a little bit as Malachi does find the pillar into the punish there as Jiggles Supreme is desperately trying to get the core away. The Death Touch comes through, another KO being found. This is not the same team you saw a while ago, especially since I haven't seen them in a long time. The second barrier does fall now, and Malachi has the one banished down. The pillar coming through, almost a strike where one, as you can tell, he's coming back online.
Nearly had that counter strike there ready from Rasmus, but not quite. As it goes through, beautiful boost by Yugo, finds the angle, make sure it bounces in. Very nice for Seraphim Crimson. 2-0 for them, looking to take this next one real clean.
And the angles have been so prominent right now as they take a 2-0 lead and take that first barrier as well. A very quick barrier as Malachi is also coming up on the 2/3 flip of Death Shots coming through, trying to keep Hop the Frog away from the core. As their defense is looking extremely strong as well. Chicken Teddy's and Hop the Frog trying to get that going. The Supernova also coming online here as everything's being thrown into this top lane here. Second barrier does fall now as Master X Malachi has to defend, but instead Yugo falling, but the banish comes through. The flip also being burnt now as a 2v3 power play. Tafong saves it just in time. The flip also coming through from Malachi as they try to stall this core, and it successfully stalled as Yugo does come back online.
Just in time, Yugo manages to resume their goalie duties. Beautiful save there, and now it is Seraphim Crimson on the offense trying to get this barrier as they are fighting through this top corner.
Yeah, top corner fight's going to be extremely hard, especially since they just got it, and now overtime almost kicking in for this third fight as Malachi looks to reset the offense. Now the core going extremely red so quickly as the secondary does stop for the time being. Also banishing Hop the Frog as well. As Yugo goes for the boost, doesn't get the read right, but the Taiko drum angles are coming online now. Hop the Frog with complete control as the core is being stopped. Now Chicken Terry's has to burn the flip, but I think that was the pill that sends it right back.
Oh, that was a rough point. A lot of cooldowns being used, a lot of stuff being thrown out to try and get that point for the Platinum Horde, but they do manage to get it after a lot of fights, and they are on the board.
It's okay. It's all fun and games as Yugo finds the good boost. And also second barrier as well. Jacob Supreme has flipped though still. Has to bait it out. Has to flip it now as the flip is burned, but it still comes onto the side of Platinum Horde. The flip comes out from Yugo as well to sell it back to Malachi as the pillar comes through. The dribble almost getting there, but not just quite yet though. The banish coming on to Hop the Frog to try to stabilize the core now. And it's coming really close, especially since Sir Contenders has complete control of the core right now, but the core does fight its way back onto the other side of Platinum Horde as the Fong overcommits the angle, and the top side is looking very, very hard right now as the pendulum swing finds another goal. 2-0, Seraphim Crimson.
That was absolutely sick. Love that little dual play from Tafong and Master Malachi. Just managed to pass back, forth. Can you watch us? Watch where the core going. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. And here we have this next draft coming out. That twin drive is going to make things so much more scary for the Platinum Horde.
Yeah, and these awakenings looking incredibly strong for Crimson here. Specialized training coming out, Twin Drive coming out, even the Stinger as well. There's so much damage coming onto this team, and if the Platinum Horde can't find the equalizing trades and at least trying to keep the core control away from Seraphim Crimson, they're going to have a long, hard-fought fight here as we enter this third set now. Bottom side coverage being online now as everyone's there, but Hop the Frog finds the first kill. Chicken Teddy's has the Adverse proc activated as he does get the orb to restabilize his HP. The Supernova coming out as well, both fades being burnt as the Funk and Yugo have to try to salvage this point now.
I was about to say there are two awakenings I see on the side of the Platinum Horde that could worry me, but it is Seraphim Crimson not worried at all. Two quick barriers, and they are threatening very dangerously. There's that Death Touch coming out. There's everything coming out, hopefully trying to scare out the Platinum Horde into flinch and get themselves a goal here.
Oh my goodness, they somehow save it! It's all good. It is all good. Banish coming out to the bottom side. Malachi being hit a little bit as the pillar does rebound the core back to the Fong. And now Hop the Frog is pretty low now. Flip being sent to the top side to try to keep the core in the corner, but Crimson are doing their best to keep it away now, as well as the evade, as well as almost KO as well. Hop the Frog looking worse for wear right now. Has to try to aggress here, but one small move can end it all right now as the core is going red in overtime. The Pendulum almost finds its mark, but now core and bottom side as well. Malachi finding the kill, but it's a trade out by Chicken Teddy's with ad rush as well. It could be very scary. Whichever one comes back online first and finds the advantage here could certainly win the game here, as Yuko almost finds the dash as well. He even has flip to boot if he can get there, as the battery does come out, and now Tafon coming back online. It's almost even.
Yeah, this one has been a wild one. There goes another body. Chicken Tendy's going out, going for a ride. Everybody's going on a tour of the islands here. And unfortunately, Jiggle Supreme misses it. And they managed to get that first goal after a lot of struggle.
The Duper roll connecting to Malachi and not the core. Such Duper struggles warrant some form of relaxation, but not the entirety of the Platinum Core. At least they have to step up their game right now as one barrier falls down a piece for both teams. That evade coming out as well. The core is just completely being fed onto their side, and the Platinum Horde almost have no response for it. They're defending so well, but eventually chipping away at the abilities. Is Seraphim Crimson now. Flip coming out from Yugo to defend the core backwards, but now Hop the Frog almost in complete control there, finding both barriers for himself and now opening the goal box. Has to just have the 1v1 versus Yugo, but so far Malachi and Tafak are doing a good job keeping that away.
Yeah, they have been doing a very nice job of defending that top end, and all credit to the Platinum Horde. They are showing why they are here at this moment. Seraphim Crimson still hasn't found a way to pick that lock. And they, trust me, that is not for want of trying, as Hop the Frog pops the law. I had a rhyme there and I completely failed it, but props to Hop the Frog for getting that tie in, getting that tying score.
And that missile prop finding one kill and also finding the goal to try to even up, but now he's the one about to die. Now has to burn the evade to Fong, burn the death touch a little bit too early, and now Hop the Frog is in a staggered position. Now one hit can do it all if they look for it, but instead it's one barrier being found. Now Hop the Frog is being sent back to the bottom corner. Now Tafunk and Malachi have to try to keep this going, as they're basically up a man right now. Hop the Frog has to stay away from now, as both that barrier didn't fall for some reason, but instead it's the player who falls. Now Hop the Frog being KO'd, and Chicken Teddy's having popped defensive Supernova now, as Jiggle Supreme has to try to defend this. He defended successfully as Hop the Frog does come back online, but that barrier does fall though.
Yeah, wild angles coming out from everything and everyone. Yugo doing their best to clean up the mess. Says, nope, I got boost. I can send this where I want to. Manages to snake through like at least two defenders and punch it in.
Goodness me, Seraphim Crimson to match point right now. As far as I know, I don't think they've dropped a single set yet, and if they haven't dropped a single set, you might as well be scared of this team right now as they're coming in hot. They're doing so much damage to Contendies as Flip, but when Barry does fall, Flip does come through. He's deflected by Yugo now as Malachi and Teflon are looking to send this game home right now. They have so much to win here. Flip does come out as well, sent back down to Chicken Tendies. Top the frag has to try to capitalize. Yugo back down with the Flip now as Malachi looks to try to get some energy with the orb here, and a lot of Sharkers have to be won here. Both barriers falling somehow. I think the pillar messed up a little bit, but it's okay. Crimson with a lot of pressure there. Of course, on the other side, the roll goes awry, and now we're so close. It's almost certain as Malachi gets the bandage as well, almost gets the pillar. But Hop the Frog simply almost getting there. Malachi has the pass, has the option to go score. The Dubu wall keeps it on the other side now. The pillar is stabilizing it, and now Crimson have a chance here. Almost, they just need to get in the right position.
That Rocket came out, tried to kind of like flinch Hop the Frog. Hop the Frog still standing strong, still trying to threaten Yugo. But meanwhile, it is Master Malachi who gets the feed from Teflon. Jiggle Supreme not able to get to it. And that is the score. That is the set. That is the match for Seraphim Crimson. Beautiful play.
Maybe you were right, P-Fleur. Maybe Crimson do have it in them, and oh my god, that was just a miraculous performance. I actually think that was probably one of the best games I've ever seen them play, especially at this level as well, because like they've been here for a while now, and like now they're showing this. I am actually scared for the people that are in finale right now. This is a crazy good team.
Oh yeah, they are absolutely a squad to be feared. Not to say like there was definitely moments. There was definitely shots there from the Platinum Horde. I mean, they're 3-1 for a reason. They're strong. They're powerful. Just Seraphim Crimson on a tear right now.
Yeah, and Crimson do survive another OSAS at least. What does this make it? Like, I'm pretty sure they qualified last OSAS as well, no? This makes it their like 10th OSAS that they've been in. Maybe this is the one, guys.
Maybe. But yeah, no, they have consistently been like performers, so absolutely they are wanting to take this one home.
And hopefully they do, but we do have more coming up. I think we have another bracket game going live somewhere soon in a faraway universe, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.